Welcome to our program on Kardec Radio.
Hello dear friends, welcome back to Spiritism and the media here on Kardec Radio. Today I brought for our study a book by André Luiz, channeled by Francisco Candido Xavier, Chico Xavier. The name of the book is Respostas da Vida, that means Answers from Life. We do not have that book translated to English, but I translated this chapter for us. The name of the chapter is Talk. So the reason I brought that for us is because for us to see how important it is, the way we speak, the way we use the words in our daily lives. We have already talked about that here, studied that here. So today I'd like to bring this text for us to have a broader idea and also to bring back some of the topics that we have already studied here. So let's see what André Luiz has to say to us. So he says, the word is a string of sounds carried by our feelings. For this reason, what we feel in the vibratory whirlpool that will lead the word to the right place that we intend to reach. So what he's saying here, he says that the word carries these vibrations, those vibrations that we have within us. So we saw that already here with other examples that as we speak, we are putting out all those feelings that we have, or all the emotions that we have, and all those vibrations that we have within us. And that's why he says, when we speak, each one of us shows our own spiritual clear portrait. Why does he say that? He says that because when we speak, we are actually showing who we are or who we are at that moment. For example, if I'm feeling some anger towards someone, if I'm feeling sad, no matter what is the feeling inside of me, no matter what are the words that I may use good words, like uplifting words, but if I'm not feeling exactly that message, if the message that I really have inside my mind is a different one, we will send that vibration through the way that we speak. So that's why he says that. He says, for example, we know by reading many of André Luiz's books, he tells us how they, in the spiritual world, they can see what we are feeling. They can see our mood. They can see actually who we are. So the same way when we talk, we express that to them and to each one of us there we are interacting with. So they say by talking, we dialogue. By dialoguing, we learn. So speaking is an exchange. It's not like an action that I'm speaking to you, to someone else, but at the same time I'm learning from you. Usually when we speak, it's a dialogue, like it's a two-way road, even though we do not hear, listening from, even though one of us is silent, we can see the reactions, we can feel those feelings that the person is sending to us. So that's why it's always a learning process. And André Luiz says, whoever condemns throws a stone that will come back to its point of origin. We already saw that here when we are talking something bad about someone, saying some bad words about someone, some gossip, for example. Why does that happen? Why does he say that we are throwing a stone that will come back to us? Because we know that, as he says, it is a vibration. We can make this comparison with a radio station, because he already says, the spirits tell us that it's like we are tuning to a radio station, and once we are receiving, or we are sending the same vibrations that we are receiving. So if I am sending something bad towards someone, a bad thought, bad word, I will receive that back, because I am like tuning to that kind of a vibration. So that's why, one more reason why it's very important for us to see what we are saying before we say anything. And André Luiz says, now he's giving some examples. He says, art is an expression channel that comes from the verb. The sculpture is the coagulated word. The painting is the colorful word. The dance is the moving word. And the music is the word in harmony. So he's saying that the art itself comes from the word, comes from the verb. And when we say that, actually we already saw it here, but it's always good to remind, for example, what we see in the beginning of the Gospel according to John, when he says in the beginning was the verb, or in the beginning was the word, and the word was with God, and the word was God. We can see that it actually, he's saying that in the beginning it was God's will, as we see in the Spirit's book. In the beginning it was God's will, God's verb, God's thought. So the same way it can apply to us. We can use the word verb or word as a synonym here to thought, to will, to our own will. So that's why he says that the expression, that art comes from the verb, like it comes from the will, from the thought. All of those kinds of art that he says here, the sculpture, the painting, the dance, the music, they are our thoughts, our will, our feelings, a way for us to express that. And he says, however, the word itself is life itself. So all those are ways for us to express that word, that thought that we have, but the word is the life itself, like it's this will itself. So it's something above that. And Andrea Luiz goes and says, whenever you feel an urge to complain, wait until the emotions are pacified. A scream of rage sometimes has the strength of a dagger. So many times we saw a few weeks ago about some lessons from Chico Xavier and how his mother told him to keep the water in his mouth whenever he wanted to react to something bad that anybody spoke to him. So why keeping that water in the mouth? That's exactly for that, for us not to react, not having that impulse to to complain or to throw something bad towards someone, because it is really hurtful. And as he compares here with a dagger, because it can really hurt, but hurt our soul. And whenever you can, and as much as you can, refrain from commenting on the evil. The word creates the image, and the image attracts the influence that concerns it. So again, when we are talking about evil, when we are giving more space to it than it deserves, we are actually feeding that. We are actually giving it more power than it has, and we are also connecting to that. So we need to be very aware how we are talking about that when we talked about evil or bad things, how we are doing that, in each way we're doing that, because it may be bad for us, it may hurt us, and also feed that feeling not only to us but to the ones we are speaking with. Once you said anything, we started doing that. It means that once we say something, it's already on our mind, on our thoughts, and we see that we saw here before that the words are our thoughts in action. So we are already doing that in the spirit world at least. So that's why he says, don't talk about the darkness so that the darkness doesn't start walking on its own. Like, so we do not feel, we do not create that environment around us. So anything that we think, anything that we say, we are actually creating that environment around us. And he finishes here saying, blessed will be your words whenever you speak on the shoes of those who are absent, or in the place of those who hear your voice. So this is a very important message for us. As we saw through those words, we can really see many of the teachings that we have been studying here, and how to apply those teachings, at least how to try to apply those teachings to our daily lives when we are talking about the Word, the power of the Word. And now, as usual, we'll open a chapter of the book Happy Life by Divaldo Franco, Joana de Angelis, The Spirit, so we can finish our lesson, our study with an uplifting message. So, number 128. There is a sun shining within you. It is Christ's presence in your heart. Don't cloud it over with a bad mood, rebelliousness, or discontent. An outside light source does shine, but it casts a shadow upon encountering an obstacle. Your inner sun never casts one, because it gives off light from the inside out in abundance. With love as its fuel, your light will shine ever brighter, radiating its blessings in all directions. Your light shine far and wide. And I also wanted to take this moment to thank you all for all those weeks you've been here. You've been staying here with me for our weekly study, because today is going to be today it was our last study of Spiritism in the media. It's been 71 weeks, and now it's time for us to move to another topic. So in the next few weeks, I will be studying a new topic, and later, very soon, we'll be back here with another topic, so we can continue our study of Spiritism here every Tuesday. So soon we will be announcing the new topic that we are going to study. I'm going to be preparing this new study, studying a little bit those subjects to bring it for us here. So very soon we are going to have a new topic. So, and thank you all for your company. May God bless all of us. See you soon.